Sam Beckett. I'm Second Permanent Secretary at the Office for National Statistics. And the independent ONS and the wider government statistical service is all about improving public understanding of the economy and society so that citizens, businesses and policymakers can take better informed decisions. And good subnational statistics are crucial for any decision that requires a targeted approach. And that's almost all of them, be that the government's levelling up policies that we're talking about today, but it's also true for net zero or for understanding the impacts of the pandemic. So I am very pleased to say that we'll shortly be publishing a strategy setting out our vision for subnational data and statistics. Now, this strategy is the result of collaborative effort across the government statistical service, and it's going to provide a framework to guide the way we produce and disseminate subnational statistics in a more timely, granular and harmonised way. And there is a lot of work to be done. There are lots of long-standing gaps of different kinds, and in many cases, data is planned and published at UK, GB, or at regional level only. Now, that often happens for really very understandable reasons. It's about ensuring international comparability. It's about mitigating the risk of low quality because of low coverage, because there are higher levels of uncertainty around the more granular results. There's issues of confidentiality, or the topic is devolved. And on that final point, coherence and harmonisation of statistics across the 4 nations of the UK is an area which we really want to address. And we've been working with our statistician colleagues in the DAs to do just that. But however understandable the reasons are, these gaps are very significant. Just to give you 3 examples, the first from the area of public sector finances, take income tax revenue data. Now that is only published at the regional level, and it takes nearly 26 months to get that data published. So we're developing a method to model this data using admin data from the PAYE system. And that'll enable it to be both more granular and much more timely. Think about inequalities within regions. We know those are bigger than those between regions. And ONS work has already shown that of the 20 local authorities with the biggest deprivation gap, 17 are urban areas in the north or the Midlands. Now that's a great insight, but we need the data that's below the local authority level to really understand these inequalities. But the final one I'll point to is investment in infrastructure and R&D. Now we know these are a key cause of variation in regional productivity performance, but we don't have sub-regional breakdowns. Again, we're on the case. ONS are currently developing these, and we'll be publishing some experimental data in March. So the strategy is about seeking to address these gaps and more by committing to produce more timely, granular and harmonised subnational statistics, giving users the flexibility to select the geographical options for the data that's best suited to their needs. It's about building capability and capacity for subnational statistics and analysis, methods for sharing and linking data. There's loads of ethics and law involved in this, so we need to grow our knowledge and expertise. And finally, it's about improving the dissemination of statistics. They have to be accessible in every sense of that word and to all of our users, and they've got to meet their needs to be of value. Bringing these 3 themes together, we have a plan for an Explore Subnational Statistics service. That's going to be a one-stop shop for the dissemination of this subnational data, organised by standardised geographies, but also enabling flexible user-defined areas. It'll have a public version and an accredited research version to it, recognising that the more granular data is, the more the data is likely to be disclosive, and the more secure we need to ensure that it is. And to deliver and coordinate all this, we've established a new subnational statistics and analysis division in the ONS, and they are working very hard to continue to enhance the evidence base and deliver the strategy. And we've got a couple of new instalments to add over the next few weeks, which we are looking forward to. The first is an article with experimental data that breaks down annual gross value added data to its lowest output estimate. The published set will have estimates for middle layer super output areas. Now those are 2,000 to 6,000 household units in scale. That can give you travel to work areas, you'll be able to identify towns. And alongside that published data set, the ONS will also house the full lower layer super output area data set. Now those are down to just 400 or 1,200 areas. We'll have to hold those securely. Researchers will be able to access those and do so in a safe and secure way that deals with issues of disclosure. So users will be able to build their bespoke areas. That's a key element of this. To give you a good example of that, there's often interest from the Welsh Government in how the Welsh valleys compare with other types of places. And that's a geography that's not routinely published. But they will have the ability to create it from these lower level building blocks, and that's going to be enormously helpful to them. The second instalment is an article on towns and local industry structures. Now that's going to give us insight on those places that are dominated by industries that could be affected by structural changes to the economy, be that new trading arrangements following EU exit, the COVID pandemic, or indeed working towards net zero. And alongside filling these gaps in our core statistical offering, we've got our data science campus, and they're looking at complementary indicators that are often more timely than waiting for those official statistics. They're doing things like looking at sentiment analysis from local news stories. They're looking at very granular layers of transport data to see how long it takes someone to get to work, or for that matter to get to hospital in a local area. So putting all this together, it's a really exciting and important agenda for the ONS and for the Government Statistical Service as a whole. It's been underway a long time, but obviously it gets renewed relevance and impetus in the context of the government's priority of levelling up. And there's a couple of others. Now is a great time for subnational statistics here at the ONS. The first is our integrated data service. Now this is a multi-cloud data platform that will revolutionise our ability to collect, to share and to link and disseminate data safely and securely, not just for the ONS but across government and our partners outside government. We're in the private beta stage of that at the moment, but we're on track for the public version next year. The second, of course, is the census. Those results start appearing next year, giving us fantastic granular and up-to-date data and insights. But actually doing the census, we have learned so much about local engagement, about the methodological challenges and solutions, and modern dissemination methods, because it is a mammoth exercise. And we're going to build on all of that to help us with the strategy. Finally, a word on dissemination. This is absolutely key. And the ONS is already focused on making data accessible and easily understood. So we've developed and published a number of innovative data visualization products and interactive tools to engage people and provide actionable insights for policymakers. We have published 2 place-based scrollytelling tools. They give you a way to get an interactive storytelling experience, if I can put it like that. There's charts, there's data, you hover over things and more information pops up, and you can really interrogate what's available for a particular place on a particular topic. And we've had great feedback on those. And as the Independent Statistics Institute, we do have a responsibility to provide insights that policymakers need to take the decisions they want to take when they want to take them, grounded in good evidence. So alongside the white paper, the ONS plan to publish a dashboard of local metrics to improve transparency and make all the relevant data available in a single place for users. And that's a kind of down payment on our Explore subnational statistics service. I'll end just with an invitation. Come and collaborate with us at the ONS. Come and engage with us and our data, our statistics, and our analysis. We see ourselves as providing a service, not just to central government and the public at large, but to local areas. We work closely with the combined authorities, with the devolved administrations, but also our users, academics and charities, people like you today in the audience. And we want you to make the best use of the knowledge, data and skills that we have, and to share your knowledge and experience with us. So do come and engage. And thank you very much for inviting me to speak.